Salutations everyone, this is Razor bringing you my Emblem tutorial as I do every single Sunday, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create is Belladonna's Emblem from RWBY. Gotten a lot of requests for this. She's quite the popular character, and as I've said before, I can't do RWBY's or Weiss's symbol because there's nowhere near as many layers as is required for their symbols. There's just too much. It's not possible. We don't have 60 layers to use. So I've done Yang's, and of course, I've done RWBY Silhouette. If you haven't seen those, you can check those out in the playlist. And so here I am doing a Belladonna's symbol. Very cool. It seemed a lot simpler in my head when I started out to make this. I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it was, and you're gonna see like really quickly that it doesn't look right at the beginning, but trust me, it all works out at the end. If you want to just skip to the to the last minute where I show every single layer slowed down step by step, just so you can see what it's gonna end up looking like in the end, that's perfectly fine, because it doesn't look too great at the beginning. But sometimes you just have to put the layers on there. You got to get all your shapes on there on one spot so you can see everything, and then make your adjustments. I do this on the fly. This isn't me recreating an emblem that I've already done before. This is me learning as I go along with these emblems. So you can see me doing a lot of things that just don't look right on the onset, but it all works out in the end. But the overall idea of the emblem was pretty simple. You have a lot of layers to play with. There's a lot of room for error in this emblem, in that if you give yourself a white background and then you're dealing with some black shapes, you can use some more, as pretty much as many white layers to like smooth things out or like get any mistakes out of there as you need, because to get like just the basic shape, you don't probably have like 10 layers left over. So there's a lot of room for error here, in case you just aren't very good at deformation or whatever. It's perfectly fine. Even with this, I end up with like 2 or 3 layers at the end that I don't end up using. But there's still plenty of room for error, because you can have as many white layers to fix up any mistakes or smoothness or contour issues as you need by the end of the emblem. So it ended up working out, but as you can see, at the beginning it's not turning out the way that it should. But it all works out. You just got to make sure you get the spacing correct. So you want to make sure everything is as spaced apart as it should be, not too far away, because then it looks funky, and not too close, because then it looks messy. You want to make sure like everything is just nice and close together and contoured. I want to make it look as authentic as possible, and with as simple as the emblem looks, it's not too difficult, because you have plenty of room to play around with. Using some layering techniques here. Like I have a white oval around the black oval, just so I can get that rounded effect without having to do it for each individual aspect of the actual emblem. So there's a couple of things that you pick up after doing this week after week after week. And RWBY is just such a great show. I'm always happy to do more Rooster Teeth centric emblems, especially with RWBY. My last 2 for RWBY and Yang were quite popular. A lot of people wanted some love for Belladonna, and I was happy to oblige. She's a very cool character. A bit of a quiet one. Likes her books. But that's really cool. You can't always have like the same characters to comprise up of a show. You need different people, different personalities, and I think Blake fits well with Yang and RWBY and Weiss, and they're starting to become a team. But I think we're past the halfway point of season 1 as of recording this video, and it's really fracking awesome so far. And I just can't wait to see see what they do, and I'll be happy to do more RWBY emblems if you guys would like. You know, there's a few more to choose from, and I'm sure when season 2 comes out, I'll have even more material, but that's looking too far ahead into the future, most likely. But it's a good show. It's a great show. They got to number 3 most viewed anime on Crackle, which is really cool achievement for these guys. And the more merchandise they put in the Rooster Teeth store for RWBY, the better, because they got some good stuff. They got some good looking stuff, whether it be you know, t-shirts, posters, hoodies for like Beacon Academy, and the slap bands with all of these logos on it. And it might be, you know, some more in the future. We still like have like Jean's, as well as like the other the rest of Team Juniper's emblems. I don't know if they're all possible. I would think so. The only ones that I know that can't be done are Ruby's and Weiss's, just because of how intricate and how many layers it would take, which is a shame, because, you know, Weiss's is pretty cool, you know, very pretty, and you know, Ruby's is a rose, so, you know, that's pretty cool there. But unfortunately, you know, this game has its limitations. You got to work with what you got. But as you can see, the overall shape of the emblem is, you know, it's coming together here. It's coming together, but like some of the things were just bugging me, like especially like the lower part, like the thinner wisps of the emblem were just like bugging me for a while, and I just had to fix that. You got to get everything the right size and shape, as well as, you know, make it fit within the parameters of your emblem. You don't want it to be too small when you could make it bigger, because, you know, why not? You know, you want to make it as prevalent on your gun as possible, as well as, you know, in the lobbies or whatever. But none of the deformations are too difficult, especially since you have a lot of room to work with. Like, you don't have to get a certain portion of the shape done with just one layer. You can use 2 or 3 if it's just not as smooth as you would like it to be, or the transition just isn't as good. And you have plenty of layers for negative space usage, like I've said, with the more white shapes to smooth things out and, you know, make it the right shape that it should be. But overall, it wasn't too difficult. It was just frustrating. And I just couldn't get everything to work as well as I want it to do, as quick as I wanted it to. But it does come together at the end, and I'm very proud of it. I don't think it looks as good as my Yang emblem. You know, it looks maybe a little cleaner, but Yang's was just so difficult, and I was able to pull that off. I don't know, just more proud of that accomplishment. Is like how much harder that one was, and how I was able to pull it off, as opposed to this one, which you think would be pretty simple based off of Blake's emblem, but it didn't translate as well as I thought it would when it came to actually making the emblem, as much as, like, you know, time is concerned. You know, still relatively easy to make compared to some of the other emblems that I have, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. So anyways, just going step by step for each individual layer here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Suggestions are always appreciated for future emblems, and I will see you guys next time.